Not this camera angle not working after I fixed it 10 million times. Let's fix it before we commence the bullshit. Alrighty, okay. Let's try this again. It's a little bit better. All right. What's good, y'all? What's poppin'? I feel like I haven't been here in a while. All right, excuse the little hair wrap. I'm trying to tie my edges down or whatever. I haven't been here in a grip, okay? I took a little break. I'm like in the process of moving, even though it doesn't look like it because I still kind of kept my bedroom a little bit because, you know, I can't deal with all of the craziness because the boxes, too much work. So today, we are going to be talking about my aunt. Okay, we're gonna be talking about my mom. I'm not gonna parler bien. I can't talk seriously. This shit, we're gonna be talking about my aunt. We're gonna be talking about Ricardo. Updates and updating y'all. Like when I'm telling y'all, like a lot of you guys, every single time I make an update video, y'all are always like, how are you going through all of this? Like, how do you survive? Like, I could never. I don't know how I'm up either. I don't know how I survive. I don't know how to put up with any of this shit, but I'm putting up with it. Okay. With that being said, all right, my aunt don't need to get out, but she need to get the fuck out of here. So, as many of you guys know, my aunt is visiting here from Haiti. My aunt is Ricardo's mother. And as many of you guys should know by now if you've been keeping up with my video, my aunt is an enabler, okay? She's enabled Ricardo's behavior, but also Ricardo was not necessarily raised by his mom, which is part of the reason why Ricardo is always running amok, has a horrible attitude, is out of control, always doing fuck shit. So, yeah, y'all already know the damn rundown, right? So, right now, it's very icy, okay, in my parents' house. Like when I'm telling y'all icy, niggas want to fight me. Well, not me, but niggas want to fight each other. And it's all because Ricardo mainly, but also it all boils down to the root of my aunt is a pushover who didn't take care of her kids. And now it's reflecting in her kids. Okay, like that's really what it is, right? So last I told you guys, I was talking about how everyone relies on me too much. I'm stressed, I'm tired, it's annoying. It was more of a ranty type video. But now it's just like, shit is gone, just expeditiously ridiculous. I don't even know if that's a real, I'm doing my kapale. I can't even talk right, y'all. So boom, a few weeks ago, I was laying down, chilling. I get a phone call from my mom and she only called once. So I thought, okay, maybe I'll just call her tomorrow. It must not be important because she only called once. Now, one thing about my mother, she's never going to call me just once if it's important. She always calls me 2-3 times if it's important. So she called me once. I was like literally half asleep. So I was like, okay, I'll call her tomorrow. I wake up to a 37-minute voice note. I'm not gonna sit here and play a 37-minute voice note because then I'd have to fucking translate a 37 voice note. But I was so confused. I thought maybe it was a butt dial. I thought maybe like, I don't know. Go to WhatsApp. My mom sends me this voice note on WhatsApp. Fuck, we gotta get out my house. I'm done with him. Find somewhere for him to go or I'm gonna go. I'm gonna move out. I'm over this man. I can't do it anymore. He's disrespectful. Like, I'm just so perplexed. Imagine I wake up to this shit. So I'm just like, it's like 8 in the morning. Like, what could have happened between the last time I was there on the weekend and 8 in the morning? Like, so I'm just sitting there like, this is like, I'm looking at the phone like, what the fuck is going on? So I call her, I'm like, what is going on? She's like, oh, you need to get this man out of my house, make sure Richemont sorti, parce que m'pas non gros savel, gros jour m'en pété, Richemont sort pour battre moi, Richemont's gonna hit me. I said, girl. So I'm like, and where was my dad? What was going on? Where was my aunt? Oh, your dad stepped out and your aunt was there the entire time. She did nothing. She said nothing. She just sat there enjoying the show. So I'm just like, now listen, I know my aunt. I wouldn't put it past her to do that. I think it wasn't a shock that she did that. What I'm confused about and shocked about more so is the fact that she sat there and was like, she thought that Richmond was gonna hit her or whatever. And that he's like, she didn't even say nothing. And we all know he's a grown ass man, he's rude, he's whatever. But like, as somebody that is a parent, as somebody that's seeing someone curse out your sister in front of you, you could at least say, don't say that, respect grown woman, you know, respect the grown woman, you know, respect your elders or whatever. Like, you know, you could at least try to step in and do something. She sat there mute. Now, you guys are probably wondering, like, how did it get to the point where your cousin was going to fight your mom? What is the story? Trust me, the story is ridiculous because it even got to the point where my mom pulled a knife out on Ricardo. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. A whole knife. Talk about some shit gonna cut him up. This all started over a bowl, ladies and gentlemen. A glass bowl, like those glass bowls that people use to take their food at lunch. That's what this started over. Told you it was ridiculous. Y'all didn't believe me. Now you know. My mom likes these glass bowls that she goes to work with. Allegedly, Ricardo took one of these bowls and went to work with it, thinking that it could have been something from one of his exes or one of his hoes. Now, let me just say, Ricardo has a bad habit of touching things. I've said this numerous times on this channel. He's cleaned my room when I lived there before and just took something as a token, okay, or as a prize or as a payment. He's taken gifts that I've given to my parents just because he thinks he deserves it. Like, he goes into people's rooms and he takes things. So it's not far-fetched that he did it. And a lot of you guys are probably thinking, well, he lives there. Why can't he just take a bowl to put his food in? I am not joking when I say my mom and Ricardo are beefing. They do not like each other. So it's to the point where they don't even say hi, bye, hello, whatever. So for you to even go touch anything in that house that isn't yours is just a little bit stupid right now, right? So whatever, he takes one of these bowls. My mom gets upset and tells my dad, hey, you're the only one that talks to him in his house. Please go tell this man, give me my bowls back. My dad's like, yo, you're doing too much. It's just a bowl. I guess he doesn't really tell him. I don't really know what happens there. Long story short, eventually he does tell Ricardo. Ricardo says he's gonna bring it back, but then forgets. And apparently my mom addresses him directly like, I need my bowl back. All of a sudden, Ricardo was like, don't talk to me like that. I don't know who you think you're talking to. Papa lavem comme ça, all of this extra shit. All of a sudden they start arguing. And when I'm telling you, the shit that Ricardo said was ridiculous, and I heard it in the 37 minutes voice note. So this is verifiable. And I know my mom not making it up, because again, verifiable. I heard it on the voice note. I heard it on the voice note, okay? Ricardo said that if it wasn't for the $600 that he gives every month, my parents would starve, and I would let them starve, and I wouldn't help them. Ricardo said that since my mother works at a hotel, all she wears is the hand-me-downs from the hotels. Ricardo said that my mom isn't shit, and she'll never be shit, and she was brought to this country to bring other people in the family to America. She forgot all about them, and she doesn't care about them, and she don't give them no money, and that's why they hate her, including her niece. And he said he got that from the niece. I'm gonna revisit that in a little bit. Child, my mom done curse her damn niece out, child. Gathered her all the way together. Then he also said that apparently she thinks she all that because she got with my dad, and you know, my dad only cares about the residents, da da da. So let's clear that up, because I know there might be some family members that come across my videos, because apparently there's a lot more people that watch me that I know in my personal life that I didn't know about. Especially nosy ass motherfuckers that I know don't like me but just want to, you know, be in my mouth. Let me just tell you right now, my mom did not give my dad papers. My dad waited till I was 21, paid for all of the paperwork, and asked me to do it on his behalf. For anybody that's saying that my dad used my mom, saying that my dad was a user, abuser, a leecher, my dad sat there with no papers for over 2 decades and waited politely to ask me when I was 21 to ask to get his residence. So all of y'all motherfuckers that's talking shit about my dad, I wish you would say that shit near me. I wish you would say that shit to my face, because literally I will fucking end your life. And that's specifically because I don't play about my parents, because my parents don't play about me. My parents may be a lot of things. My parents annoy the hell out of me, but one thing about my parents, they defend the fuck out of me. My mother starts going in on Ricardo. Don't you ever say shit about my kid. My kid would never let us starve. Your $600 doesn't do shit. It barely does anything. Who do you think is paying most of this rent when you're sitting here paying it late? You don't pay no bills. All you do is pay your portion of the rent, which again, barely covers anything. I'm not wearing no damn hand-me-downs. Bitch, I put my kid in Catholic school. She got a bachelor's and a master's. You ain't got shit. You've been in this country mad long. My mother went in. Again, one thing about my parents, they gonna defend me. From the people that was talking shit, talk about I was riff-raffing in the street doing this, that, and the third, when I really wasn't even doing anything yet, to the people that was trying to say that I was a thought for whatever said reason, which had no evidence. My parents defend me. So when someone says something about my parents, it ain't gonna rock. It ain't gonna rock. So I'm hearing all of this shit on a 37-minute voice note. My aunt is not saying a thing. My dad is not there. My dad ends up coming back, tells my dad what happened. Why my aunt gonna say, oh no, well, it wasn't like that? Oh, she speaks. She speaks. Are you dumb? Can you imagine you have a kid and your kid is cursing out one of your siblings and you just sit there and do nothing? And then your sibling spouse comes in and is trying to figure out what's going on. And you're just like, oh, well, you know, they didn't say it like that. I understand a lot of people want to defend their kids, just like my parents will always defend me. But one thing, my parents will never enable my bad behavior. That is absolutely batshit crazy. My mom was like, boy, I'm teared that way. I'll kill myself right now if you saying that that's exactly what didn't happen. That's not what happened? That's not what happened? Are you sure that's not what happened? Like, so they start going back and forth. Now it becomes this whole thing. Allegedly, Ricardo comes back. Ricardo starts getting in my mom's face. Finger and all. Getting in my mom's face. Now we all know Ricardo has a history of putting his hands on women. So at this point, I think my mom feels like she has to defend herself. She grabs a knife. She's like, you come any closer, I'ma poke you, bro. You come any closer, that's it, bro. My dad gotta step in, pulling them apart. They doing the most. Again, aunt sits there mute. Now, a lot of you guys are probably thinking, well, your aunt's older, your aunt's sick, your aunt this, your aunt that. I don't give a flying fuck about that. Who the fuck is the reason you're here? Me and my mother. No one. All of your dirty ass kids have done nothing. They haven't put a dime into your travel here, with the exception of probably one. The rest of them are too broke, too dumb, too useless to bring you here. Every single time you come here, I'm making the fucking arrangements. Me and my mother are putting money together to make sure you're here. Your meds, I'm paying out of pocket for them. Every single week, I'm coming there to put them in the pill organizer. Every time you need clothes, anytime you need food, groceries, I'm the one doing it because your son has done not a damn thing. The least you could do when you see your son cursing out your sister is to say, hey, don't do that. Hey, can you guys stop it? Hey, that's disrespectful. Hey, simmer down. But you sit there mute. And then when my mother tries to tell her husband about it, you sit there talking about, oh no, that's not how it was. You must be out of your fucking mind if you think I'm ever gonna think anything good about you ever again. You must be out of your mind if you ever think I'm ever going to pay for a ticket for you to come back here. You must be out of your mind if you ever think I'm gonna respect you again. Fuck you and fuck your son. Mind y'all already know. That's my favorite auntie. Y'all see in the past videos. That's why I'm kind of happy I've been doing these videos, because y'all know I ain't fucking crazy. Y'all know I ain't fucking crazy. This shit is so ridiculous, and it gets worse. It gets worse. So whatever. I end up having to come to the house because I'm just like, this shit is getting out of control. It can't continue like this. My mother's voice is shot. She sounds like this. Like, her voice is gone. It's been gone. It's still bad. It's been 3 weeks now. Her voice is horrible. She sounds like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, she was screaming that much, and then they continued to argue for like 4 or 5 straight days after that. I had to call DMX because apparently he left me with the family drama. I'm sitting here handling shit. It don't make any damn sense. And then on top of that, my dad thinks it's conveniently okay to go to Haiti. That's gonna be a whole nother video. Yes, my dad's in Haiti right now, driving me up the fucking wall. Again, whole other video. So my dad's sitting here packing to go to Haiti. Meanwhile, Ricardo and my mom sitting here arguing, and my aunt sitting there acting like this shit's not happening. When I go over there, I'm trying to make sure that he knows he gotta leave at this fucking point. I told him, I'm like, listen, you've been saying you're gonna move out for the past like 4 or 5 years. You've never fucking left. So I need you to understand that this shit has gotten to a point where it cannot go any further. You're going to have to leave, okay? January 1st is your deadline. You have to be out by the 1st. We cannot have this. My mother is stressed. My mother is sad. My mother talks a lot of shit. My mother is very annoying. However, I've never seen her in that state. She was hurt. I don't do my parents being hurt. You ain't gonna hurt my mama or hurt my daddy and think you about to stay in this fucking house. Are you fucking stupid? So what the fuck this nigga gonna say to me? Yeah, I understand. You know, I would have been left. However, my mother told me not to leave all these years. I said, mother? What mother? I said, my mother. I said, the mother that's sitting right there, the one that let you curse out your aunt? Yeah, she's the one that's been telling me all these years not to leave. Even when it came to me not eating her food, you see, I don't even eat the food. I don't even stay here, which is true. He never really stays there. Like, he literally comes home, showers, and goes right back out. He doesn't eat there. He literally just showers there and steals people's shit. So I'm just like, so she was sitting there like, oh no, you have to eat her food. Literally enabling this shit, making this shit 10 times worse while she was in Haiti. When I'm telling you that shit pissed me off, it made me so fucking upset. It made me so fucking upset because it's like, so you're telling me we were going through all of this because you were listening to your shitty ass mother? Yes, I said it. You was listening to your dumb ass mother? Since when do you listen to your fucking mother? You don't even buy her food. You don't bathe her. You don't do anything. Now you want to listen to your mother when she says to stay there? You didn't eat her food. And you guys are probably wondering like, okay, why doesn't he eat the food at the house? Apparently my mother threatened to poison him. I don't know. I cannot confirm nor deny, but I wouldn't put it past my mother to say that. Would she actually do it? No, I think. But I'm sure she said that. So she's like, oh, ever since she said that, I'm afraid to eat the food. Starve. Waste your money on food then, I don't give a fuck. But my thing is, like, I literally straight up asked him, I'm like, so I feel like you understand and you know what you're doing. How is it that you pick an argument with my mom or start cursing out my mom when my dad leaves, okay? Because he wasn't there for the argument. At this point, he didn't leave for Haiti yet. But when my dad comes, you simmer down, because that's what my mom told me. My mom told me as soon as my dad came, he like retreated to his room and stopped arguing. He was like, oh, because I actually have like a lot of respect for your dad. Like, I actually like your dad. I respect him a lot. And I was like, okay, and what about my mom? He was like, I regard your mom as my mom. Like, she practically raised me, but I don't respect her. I will give him kudos for being honest. However, nigga, that's fine. That means you need to get the fuck out. I don't care about what your mother's saying. I don't care about what anybody else is saying. You need to get the fuck out if that's the case. You want to talk all this shit. You want to have all this attitude. You want to have all this lip. You want to have all this mouth. Door. You're mad. Disrespectful. And we can't have that. We just can't have that. We can't have it. We just can't have it. After that, I thought everything would have been fine until fast forward 17th comes. 17th was the same day as the high school reunion. For those of you guys on the Patreon, y'all know all about the high school reunion woes. And whoa, is it a whoa? The high school reunion was a hot ass fucking mess. And it was stressful, it was tiring. So the 17th is the same day my dad decided to go to fucking Haiti. I get a fucking phone call from DMX. DMX tells me he hops on the phone with my mom and hears Ricardo cursing my mother out in the background. Where's his mother? Again, mute. He's like, yeah, he gonna have to go, bro. He gonna have to go. It's really bad. He's gonna have to go. I was like, I told you. Like, I don't think you didn't believe me, but I feel like you probably thought I was over exaggerating. Like, he's gonna have to go. He was like, yeah, nah. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, I don't know why he's talking like that. He's a leech. He's probably gonna say he's gonna go, but he's not gonna go, but we gotta make sure he leaves. I was like, all right, bet, boom. He's like, and you know, your dad's not there, so it's really gonna get worse. Like, I don't want her there with your aunt or, you know, with his mom, and then he's doing all of that. All right, I go back to the house. I try to explain to Ricardo, like, listen, I know you keep saying that you're gonna leave and all of that, but I don't know if you're really gonna leave. Because you keep doing shit. You're saying you're gonna do shit and then you don't do it. He's like, nah, I'm really gonna leave. I'm really gonna leave. Again, it was my mother that said that. So I was like, you know what, let me call this lady in here. Called her in there. And I said, so have you been telling Ricardo not to leave the house and to eat the food because, you know, he can't, you know, not eat the food? Why she start crying? Now, again, should I be sympathetic and all that? Yeah, but this is the thing. When it comes to Ricardo's mom, aka my aunt, she just does that. She cries and cries and she cries for everything. Like, she happy, she cries. She sad, she cries. She mad, she cries. And when it comes to being held accountable, she cries like a motherfucker. So I was just like, you're not about to sit here and try to manipulate me with your fucking crying. But I did end up being manipulated by her fucking crying. I was sitting there like, oh no, don't cry, I'm just asking. Like a dumbass. And I'm just like, yo, I forgot that she just does this shit. Like, my mom walked straight past her cry. I swear, my mom's like, kept fucking walking. And I'm just like, why are you fucking crying? Like, it was just mad ridiculous. Like, bro, did you or did you not? Didn't even answer the fucking question. I'm like, okay, what are you crying for? Like, what's wrong? And I'm clearly she's crying because they keep arguing and screaming at each other, but it's just like, and I'm just more mad that they sat here and did this shit in front of her. But at the same time, she needs to see how her son acts. She needs to see that this shit is not a joke and it's not a game. I feel like every single time we told her, your son's doing this, your son said that, your son's whatever, it was like a joke to her. She didn't take it seriously. She thought it was a lie. She thought it was like child's play. She thought it was a game. No, we was never making shit up. We was never making shit up. Like, she saw remnants of it every single time she came here. So boom, fast forward. I was on the phone with my mom like a few days ago, actually. And she's like, oh, great that you called. She's actually on the phone right now with one of her kids telling them that she want to go home. And then Ricardo came home and she's like, oh, bring me home, buy me a ticket. I want to go home. So happy I've been documenting this shit. Who bought the lady ticket to get here? That's me. Who lost the money on the last ticket? That's me. Who sat here and had to do all of this shit, stress out, lose out on Amazon, all types of shit, and book a whole nother ticket? That's me. Who's bringing you the doctor's appointment? That's me. Literally, it's me and my family doing everything for you. You have the nerve, gall, audacity to call your dusty ass kids who have done absolutely nothing for you to tell them to buy you a ticket to go home. First of all, 4 of them can't buy you a ticket to go home. Only 1 of them can. None of them even called my mom to check on her to see how she's doing. When I'm telling you my mother's sad, she's sad. However, I will say it's her fucking fault. How many times did I say kick out Ricardo? How many times did I say he don't need to be here? How many times, especially when we were moving, I said Ricardo shouldn't be in this damn house. I think we should leave Ricardo here. She said, oh, where is he gonna go? So happy I've been documenting this because I have all of this in all these videos. She said, where he gonna go? I was like, I don't give a fuck where he goes, but he shouldn't be coming with us. So yes, I get it. At the same time, for none of them to check in on her when they know how he is, I guess their logic is, well, you know, you should have been kicked them out. It's like y'all are accepting what the fuck he's doing. For just to check in doesn't take that long. Just for you, auntie, to not say, hey, don't do that, respect your elders, shouldn't take that long. Shouldn't be too much for you. And it's so disrespectful since we brought you here to go call one of your broke ass kids to get you a ticket knowing they can't get you a ticket without saying, hey, I want to leave. Hey, I'm thinking about leaving. Hey, I'm about to hit one of them up to try to get me a ticket. You sitting there bitching, crying, and complaining, saying you want to go home. My mother literally put the phone to the door and put it on speaker so I could hear her talking shit. Talking about, oh, Miss, I like I want to go home. I want to go home. You want to go home because now you see that your son's not shit and she's cursing out my aunt? No, you got to hear that shit. Sit in that shit. Cry some more. Cry some more. Oh, tu play some more, ho. The fuck is you talking about? The fuck is you talking about? Like, nah, I don't want to hear none of that shit. I want to hear none of that shit. Fuck you sad about? You sad? You knew your son wasn't shit. You enabled his behavior. So I saw her recently, like last weekend I saw her. I said, I heard you leaving. She's like, oh, no, I don't have a date. I don't have a ticket or anything. Who told you that? I said, I heard. And she looked at my mom. My mom just kept doing what she was doing. I was like, I specifically heard that you were leaving. I heard it. And she was like, oh, no, like literally tried to deny it. Mind you, I heard it. So I'm like, well, Nonetheless, remind me, how many kids do you have? She was like, 5. I said, oh wow, that's a lot of kids. She's like, yeah. I was like, okay, so next time you want to come here, if you ever come back, I'm not gonna tell you can't come here, but make sure one of your 5 kids sponsors your trip here. The Romelus family will no longer be sponsoring anything you do regarding your trip here ever again. You let your son disrespect my mother in your face for the past week and some change and said absolutely nothing, and I don't like it. My mother is sad, and I don't like to see her sad. So if you want to come back here, we're not investing a dime into it. She dead looked at me, and she said, she looked shocked. Mind you, I said it in Creole, obviously. And she's just like, oh, on this side, like, I don't know where you heard that from. I'm like, I heard it. But like I said, don't expect us to pay for anything. You leave when you leave. I want nothing to do with it. Mind you, that's my favorite aunt. But I am so big off disrespect. I'm so big off people acting, I should say, delusional, and acting like they didn't do anything, and acting like something isn't what it is. Like, that's, oh my God. And I'm really big on people lying. Those are my 3 things. 3 ways to get you literally cut out my life. Don't do those 3 things to me. I want to know what the fuck the reason is. I don't give a fuck what you going through. Be an honest fucking person, bro. What makes me mad about this is my mother is really a good person, because after that, she had got like previous to that, she got a gift card for Thanksgiving. And I think she wanted to use it to get a turkey. So I pick her up from work and we go to the grocery store to try to find a turkey. But it was after Thanksgiving at this point. I was like, bro, I know damn well there's no big ass turkeys left. Everybody done took them things. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try anyway. I'm gonna just try this one because like, I think it was like the closest grocery store. So you know what? I'm gonna try this, I said gift store. I'm gonna try this grocery store. Going to the grocery store, there was none, but there was cut up turkey. So I'm like, oh, there's no big turkey, but there's cut up turkey, which should be easier. You know, you don't have to cut it up. She's like, oh no, we can't use that. I'm like, why? We cook regular turkey all the time. She's like, oh no, it was for auntie, you know, so she could like bring it with her in Haiti. You know, we was gonna put it in a suitcase. Ladies and gentlemen, my mom, after all of this shit she went through with my aunt sitting there watching her get cursed out by her son, she still wanted to give my aunt a whole turkey to put in her suitcase to take to Haiti. You guys probably, how the fuck do you do that? I don't fucking know. Don't ask me no questions. I just don't understand how she's still thinking about being thoughtful, thinking about being a nice person, because it would not be me. When she said that shit, when I'm telling y'all I started going off, I said, fuck her. Yo, I was like, fuck her, fuck that shit, and I'm taking this gift card, because are you fucking crazy? Like, I was like, you must be out of your goddamn mind. She don't deserve no fucking turkey. And you can't even put a turkey in the suitcase. How the fuck? She was like, oh, I was gonna fry it. I was gonna put it in little compartments. I was gonna put it in the check bag. I said, literally put a whole suitcase in the car from her job, because like at the hotel, they really do be giving them stuff and things like that. She gonna put a suitcase in the car. So I'm like, oh, it's for auntie. I'm like, they're all of this shit you went through this past week with her and her son acting delusional. You still thinking about her and thinking about giving her shit. You're better than me because she's done. And she's this close to being dead to me. I swear to God. I don't like that shit. I do not tolerate disrespect. Disrespect is like, you know, I don't think y'all understand how many people are about to be left in 2023. The dissertations I'm about to send out, and that's if I even feel like it. I might just be toxic with it and be like, yeah, you know, I'm just gonna block y'all, and if y'all can't reach me, y'all just gonna have to hit me on the gram. It be that sad. Like, I don't have time for this goofy shit. Like, it's not that hard to be a decent person. It's not that hard to be a good person. Like, I'm telling you, this shit actually bothers me because I don't like seeing my mother hurt. I don't like this shit. And it's ridiculous how left this shit went. And it didn't even have to go all that. All of this fucking started over a glass bowl. Like, damn, I understand people like their glass bowls and shit, but, and now that my dad's in Haiti, it's even more ridiculous and more annoying, and I can never catch a fucking break. With that being said, let me know what you guys think about this story down below. Do you guys think that my aunt should have said something like I do? Do you guys think that she was well within her right to stay out of it? Have you guys had a similar situation? What do you guys think about Ricardo? Do you guys think that he's actually gonna leave? Because at this point, I'm over it. That being said, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, do all that. Check out my other 2 channels, and I'm gonna see y'all next time. Bye!